We are marching towards extinction, not just in the United States, but globally, because the U.S. lifestyle has gone around the country. You all know who the golden arches are? The McDonald's lifestyle. That is really impacting the world. And if we don't do something different, we are going to have heart disease and dementia and osteoporosis. These are real things that affect us all as we age. So my talk is about aging more appropriately. We have a genetic code that can allow us to live maybe to 120 years old. But I ask you, how are you going to feel in the last 10 years of your life? So even though we can do a quadruple bypass, we can change your hips, we can give you a new knee, we can keep you alive longer, the true question is, what is that quality of life going to be for you if we extend your life? Prevention is the key. You've heard people say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And I can tell you that prevention is less expensive than sickness. When you get sick, it's going to cost you much more money. It would cost you just a little bit more money to prevent the illness in the first place. So superior doctors prevent the disease. When you're looking for a doctor, you need to find one that's going to speak to you in the way of preventing these illnesses, not just managing the disease. Because what we're doing in the United States is we are just putting Band-Aids on people's symptoms. We need to treat the root cause of why those symptoms are showing up in the body in the first place. So the greatest medicine of all, as I shared with you yesterday, is to teach people how not to need these medicines. And the key to this is our food supply. The root cause of why we're in the condition that we are today globally, with obesity becoming an epidemic, with heart disease being the #1 killer of both men and women, with dementia and mental cognitive problems coming into the world, is because the medical industry doesn't talk to the food industry, and the food industry doesn't talk to the medical industry. And this is truly an unfair situation for the citizens of the world, for people at workplaces, because you don't know what you don't know. So education is where it has to start. Education has to start for you personally. You have to seek out the education. You have to educate yourself so that you know how to make better healthcare decisions. And if you do this at your places of work, and you truly care about your employees, to bring that education into your organization so that they can make better healthcare choices, so that they feel better in their body. This is the way some of your people feel. This is the way you might feel waking up in the morning. Stressful situations. Stress is the #1 disruptor of our hormonal reality. And your hormones affect your emotions. You are your hormonal balance. You are your nutritional balance. And every disease that we have in the world can be brought down to either a hormonal imbalance or a nutritional deficiency. Every disease can be lined out to that. And the root cause of all disease is inflammation. So we have to be conscious and we have to be educated as to what we are putting in our bodies, so that we reduce these inflammatory factors that truly create this disease. So ask yourself the question, how do you really feel? Do you sleep well at night? Do you wake up refreshed? Are you energetic naturally? Or do you need all kinds of things to help you get through the day? In America, a lot of people are looking like this, okay? They're not healthy. They're taking pills constantly every day and not feeling well in their bodies. So that's just an example. So some of the symptoms. I go over the symptoms because we've been told that we feel this way just because we're getting older. You're over 30 now. You're over 40 now. You're over 50 now. So get used to it. It's just normal not to feel well. I'm here to tell you that you can feel vibrant, young, healthy, all the years of your life if you do something about it, if you do some of the prevention. So, fatigue. It's not normal that you need stimulants during the day, okay, or to get more coffee or more tea or energy shots or Red Bulls. That's what's happening. It's epidemic in the United States. Tension, irritability, anxiety. How many of you do not sleep through the night? How many cannot sleep through the night, wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, can't get back to bed? That's not natural. And sleep is so important to regeneration in the body. That is when the body heals itself. That's when the body repairs itself. So if you're not sleeping well, that is a very critical thing. Joint pain. How many of you have those aches and pains? You get up in the morning, elbows, knees, hips, not working well. Got to take some pills to take away the pain. That's not normal either. All right? Lack of focus, brain fog. Some of the ladies may be having hot flashes where you just start sweating all of a sudden. Or at night, you're laying in bed and the sheets are soaked and you got to turn on the ceiling fan, lower the air conditioner. Those things are happening, but we get just used to these symptoms. And I'm here to tell you, when you find a physician that can do preventive medicine, these symptoms can be alleviated. You do not have to suffer the rest of your life with these symptoms, nor do your employees. As people in the HR space, it's up to you to help your people get educated so they can have that vitality back in their life. And I'm here to tell you the drugs are not the answer. It is the answer that big pharma, big pharmaceutical companies want you to take their drugs, multi-billion-dollar businesses, but they are not natural to your body. If you're depressed, you do not have a Prozac deficiency. If you can't sleep at night, you don't have an Ambien deficiency. That is the way you got to think about it. These drugs, if you watch some of the commercials for them, they all have 10 to 15 side effects. So we take these pills, but then they create other problems. It's much wiser to figure out the root cause of why the body is expressing its symptoms and take that. So this is a little graphic here. I always like to ask, do we age because we lose our hormones, or do we lose our hormones because we age? And 50 years ago, this conversation didn't matter because we didn't live as long. But now that medicine is extending our life and we're living longer, we need to be more concerned about the quality of life as we age. So if we intervene and we get that balance back in our bodies like we were when we were 20 years old or 25 years old, when we were young, healthy, vibrant, feeling good, we can do that. We can put that back in place, and so we can feel better. So it takes a medicine that is individualized. I like to call it precision medicine because not everyone in this room needs the same thing. We are all individuals. We all have different environmental factors that are affecting us. Our epigenetics, how the environment affects us physically. That's what we have to pay attention to. And you need physicians that can look at you as an individual, not just look at your blood work and say everything is normal, come back and see me next year, but things need to be optimal. That's the essence of the talk here. You don't just want to be normal for your age. I want to be normal for a 25-year-old. I don't want 50-year-old blood. I want 25-year-old blood so I can feel the way I felt then. So that's the idea of optimization, and it takes precision medicine to get there. Number one killer, again, in the world, heart disease for both men and women. It is spreading around. But in the last 50 years, what have we done to prevent heart disease? I'm telling you, with precision medicine, we can prevent the onset of cardiovascular disease, reduce heart attacks, and reduce strokes. Those are very catastrophic events that happen when they happen. For women, when you go into menopause, premenopausally, 1 in 7 women will die of cardiovascular disease. When you go into menopause, that goes up to 1 in 3 women. And yet we're very concerned about breast cancer in women, but women should be concerned about heart disease. It is the number one killer of women, not breast cancer. The brain. Alzheimer's and dementia is expensive. In the United States, it's a cost that they're calculating right now. It's going to be unbelievable what it's going to cost when the whole population starts to age and we have more and more dementia and more Alzheimer's. It's an ugly way to go, not just for the person that has Alzheimer's, but for the family around them. Very expensive. So when you talk to your employees, you want to help them with their family, their loved ones. The more you educate them, it's like dropping a pebble in a calm, lake, and the ripples will go out. You help your employees do this, and they will help their families. It will spread through the whole organization. Again, the joints, the back pain, all the aches and pains. You have testosterone receptors in every joint in your body. And as we age, that's just one example, we lose testosterone. Okay. Men and women need testosterone. But I guarantee you none of the women in here have ever had their testosterone level checked. And most of the men probably have not had their testosterone level checked. As we age, this is a critical thing in our physiology that we need to pay attention to. So I want to ask you, most of you maybe drove here today, local conference, or maybe stayed at the hotel. Do you do more than put gas in the tank of your car? Yes.
Yes.
In your homes, do you take care of your homes? If you had a leak in the roof, you would fix the roof, right? You wouldn't just live under that. We spend more time and attention on our cars and our homes and our 401k plans or retirement plans, or we try to save money. We spend more attention and energy and effort on that than we do on the most valuable asset we have, which is our physical body. If you don't take care of this, where are you going to live? So if you don't take care of it, this is what it's going to look like. Sometimes you have to wax the car. You got to put some wax on it. Sometimes you got to change the windshield wipers. You have to change the tires. You have to change the transmission fluid. You have to change the oil regularly. You have to do some things to keep the car looking like that. That's the kind of vehicle you want to spend your life in. If you ignore my advice and continue living your life the way you're living it, potentially this could be your destiny. My job is to help people change their health destiny. You are not your genetics, okay? A lot of people hear that, oh, my parents had this or my sister had this. You have the opportunity to change your health destiny. The genes are just switches, and your environment, what you eat, what you do, turns those switches on, turns those switches off. It's in your power to choose how you are going to age. And there are many advanced therapies now, from stem cell to exosomes, regenerative medicine, that can repair joints instead of doing surgery or getting a hip replacement or a knee replacement. We can actually regenerate tissue today. Yes, it costs money, but what's it worth? Are you going to make an investment in your body so that you are pain-free, so that your brain works, so that your heart works, so that you have strong bones and strong muscles to do the things that you want to do in your life? Optimal health is like a Swiss watch. It takes many things. It's just not one thing. And when you meet a physician that only likes to do one thing, go find another physician. The body is complex. You have over 1 billion chemical reactions going on in your body every second of the day. You have 1.37 trillion cells in your body that all need to talk to each other. Optimization is about doing everything simultaneously together and getting your body back to that balanced state of being. And yesterday you heard about the meditation. I believe that meditation could help, because we all have stress in our lives, and calming the nervous system and taking some time every day to rebalance that, very important. But we might need some intervention, some vitamins, some minerals. That's up in the corner there. VAN, and its abbreviations: testosterone, estrogen, thyroid, that's the THY. We have so many people suffering from hypothyroid symptoms, meaning low functioning thyroid, but they go to the doctor and they don't get treated because they have a normal blood test. I spend most of my time educating physicians and half of my time educating people so that they ask their physicians better questions and demand a different level of medical care. When you put all this together, then your body has the assets. It has the raw materials it needs to thrive, to regenerate itself. Your body has the innate intelligence to heal itself when you give it what it needs to do that. Diet, lifestyle, exercise, maybe some hormones. So I want you to think about that. Einstein said it best: no problem can be solved from the paradigm in which it was created. Unfortunately, the Western medical model, allopathic medicine, has become big pharma. It's become drugs. And we need to go back, especially being here in India. You have the Ayurveda, ancient texts, great wisdom. You need to bring that back out into the forefront, and don't let big multinational corporations dictate your healthcare. And it starts by each one of you educating yourself about what you can do to improve your own health. And then it will spread to your family, it will spread to your organizations. Knowledge is power, but only when it is applied. Knowledge by itself is meaningless, but you need to take knowledge and apply it to your own person. So, again, there's always questions about this, the details, because in the media, you have so much misinformation. We live in sound bites. We live in this little thing on the news, that little thing on the news, which you might read in Time magazine or some other publication. And most of the time, what you read on the internet is not true. I don't know if you knew that, but not everything on the internet is true. You have to do some research. You have to investigate things because it's your body, it's your physiology. You need to pay attention because this is the most valuable asset you have. It's the most valuable asset your employees have. And the best thing that you can do to create happiness in the workplace is to truly have happy employees that feel good in their body. And they come to work, they're ready to go to work, they're not trying to be motivated to stay in bed like you saw earlier, right? They want to come to work, they want to improve the company, they want to engage with the company, but it starts, if you come to work in the morning and you're not feeling good and you're miserable every day, you're not going to be friendly. You're not going to treat your employees with respect. You're not going to be able to push forward the plans that the company has put out. Your people need to feel well. And the way they can feel well is by using this type of medicine. So thank you for having me today. I hope that helped you, and I look forward to speaking with you further.